from Macedonia, Hungary and Slovenia, and now Austria, across the Balkans in 2016, refugees and migrants are increasingly finding their paths firmly blocked. Austria's latest proposed law involves declaring a state of emergency if refugee numbers suddenly rise. After a brief assessment at the border, most asylum seekers would be refused entry. Even if they are allowed in, their families would not be able to join them for 3 years. There is dispute over whether the new law is actually necessary.
If 80,000 people have arrived last year, that's 1% of the Austrian population. So let's argue if Austria had 100 people living in Austria in 2014, now we have 101 after the end of the year 2015.
In 2015, 90,000 refugees claimed asylum in Austria, but since the closure of the Greece-Macedonia border, numbers reaching Austria have dwindled to just 150 people a day on average. But last weekend, a right-wing candidate took the biggest share of votes in the first round of Austria's presidential election. And Austria is one of a number of European countries where right-wing politics are in the ascendancy. The UN Secretary-General, addressing the Austrian parliament, expressed his concern.
European countries are now adopting increasingly restrictive immigration and refugee policies. Such policies and measures negatively affect the obligations of member states under international humanitarian law and European law. But I am alarmed, again, about growing xenophobia here and beyond.
And Austria's plans threaten a wider economic dispute with Italy. In the Brennan Pass, the road through the Alps between the two countries, Austria is building new border facilities and proposing a new fence. But the route is vital for Italian freight exports to the rest of Europe. And Italy's Prime Minister has warned that any closure of the pass would be blatantly against European rules. There were scuffles between protesters and riot police there earlier this week. There is huge potential for further escalation. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera.